So I had a dream last night where we had received in a recent Nintendo Direct a Pikmin 4 DLC announcement, and after some time passed in the dream, I finally got my hands on it and got to play it, and it fixed everything that I possibly had the complaints about in Pikmin 4, and it was magical and mystical and wonderful. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Whether or not we get DLC for Pikmin 4, it's not going to make the game entirely without flaws, right? There are some things that are hard-coded into the game, such as the 3 Pikmin type limit, that's probably never going to be fixed, because I don't think the developers see it as a problem in the first place. That being said, there's still a good shot that we get DLC, right? I say that, but time is running out. It is February, and, well, traditionally, there's been a Nintendo Direct in February, but there's been a lot of rumors that a Nintendo Switch 2 console is on the horizon, potentially this year. Are we even going to get a Direct this month? Are we going to get a Direct Mini instead? And would this Direct have space for Pikmin 4 DLC? Would Pikmin 4 DLC even need a Direct for its announcement? There's been a lot of marketing still for Pikmin 4 months after its release. Is this just to boost up the brand, or is it leading up to a final release of content for Pikmin on the Switch era with Pikmin 4 DLC? My name is Vantage Emblem. Today we're talking about this. If you like Pikmin content, stick around, like, subscribe, all that. And without further ado, let's chat about Pikmin, shall we? So here's the big question. Are we even getting a Nintendo Direct in February? And is it the last shot for Pikmin 4 DLC? That's what I'd like to answer during this video as best as I can, and of course, we won't get anything concrete. I'm not Nintendo, but I think it's fun to speculate and to kind of see what's coming and try to predict what's on the horizon. So, the first thing I'd like to take a look at is a few years ago, in 2019, Fire Emblem 3 Houses got DLC in February, despite the game coming out in summer. So, the release window has a precedent, right? When Nintendo was trying to grow Fire Emblem's brand, the same way they're trying to grow Pikmin now, they had a lot of trailers and a lot of activity talking about the game post-release, and they even let an entire Direct go before they announced their DLC. Now, granted, in Fire Emblem's case, the DLC was announced around the same time as Byleth coming to Smash Bros. Pikmin really doesn't have that. As much of a fun fighter as Ochi would be, it's just not going to happen considering the Fighter's Pass is over, at least for now. Given the time constraint and the fact that there seems to be a Switch 2 console on the horizon, which, oh boy, we'll get to, it seems like now is the best and possibly only time for Pikmin to get DLC. Because here's the thing, if we miss the February window, likely summer or fall this year, we may be seeing a new console. Maybe not, but given a lot of rumors, there's a good chance that's going to be the case, and if that's true, well, then Pikmin 4 DLC would be buried under whatever launch titles coming out. Maybe there could be a Pikmin 4 Deluxe that's already made for the new console. That'd be pretty funny. The meme would come true, but I think more than likely, if there's DLC for Pikmin 4, it's going to happen now, especially if the new console is backwards compatible both physically and digitally. Now, it is totally possible that we could see some sort of enhanced version of Pikmin 4 for the Switch 2 with new content or new DLC added for the original release past the initial reveal of the Switch 2, or maybe even during the lifetime of the Switch 2 if Switch 1's library carries over the Switch 2, but we really have nothing concrete about the new console except some unreliable leaks and nothing official from Nintendo, so there's no saying for certain. That being said, an enhanced port on the next console, I mean, it's already happened with Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It has extra content similar to another wave of Pikmin 3 DLC when you think about it, right? If that content was released for the original Pikmin 3, it would have just been another wave of DLC, and that game already had DLC. So Pikmin 3, if you think about it, got 2 massive waves of DLC that drastically expanded the game's out-of-main story offerings. Pikmin 4 totally could get something like this. Personally, I want more Dandori battles more than anything. Dandori battles are easily my favorite part of Pikmin 4, and I'd love to have more than like 6 maps. All of this said, Pikmin 3 got a deluxe port because the original Pikmin 3 didn't do as well as it could have because it was stuck on the Wii U. The Wii U was a commercial flop. The Switch was not a commercial flop, and I have a hard time seeing Pikmin 4 getting the deluxe treatment on a new console. I think Pikmin 4's marketing may just be continued and pushed the way it has been recently because once the Switch 2 comes out, everything is jumping ship over to the new console and boosting up sales of the new, probably much more graphically powerful and impressive console, right? So if that's the case, Pikmin is in a state of limbo, and once the new console's out, probably Pikmin's going to be transitioning into, it's crazy to say this, Pikmin 5, right? That's going to be the game that behind the scenes is being worked on and probably will be pushed sooner rather than later. Given the success of Pikmin 4, I don't expect another 10-year wait. Pikmin 4 won big at the Game Awards. It's the best-selling Pikmin game thus far, beating out every other game in the series. Pikmin 4 is being supported through marketing still. There's a lot of love and support in Nintendo and in Nintendo's fanbase for this game. Tears of the Kingdom didn't get DLC, and its marketing fell off in a way Pikmin's hasn't. Pikmin is continuing to get a ton of trailers, and Tears of the Kingdom is still being supported, but it's not getting nearly the amount of small little updates that Pikmin is getting in terms of just random videos being posted, and the Pikmin Garden website in Japan, which has updated frequently and even has confirmed the Umibozu theory by Davagato in one of them, which is wild. Which, I guess it's not the Umibozu theory anymore, it's the Umibozu fact, and it's not by Davagato anymore, it's official by Nintendo, so, you know. But anyway, we're constantly getting new news and updates about Pikmin and have been getting daily stuff for a while. Tears of the Kingdom has nothing like this. So, is this because Nintendo is trying to just market one of their last major releases on Switch from one of their smaller IPs the best they can? Or is it because they're trying to actually set up to something? Maybe in February, just like we've been talking about. And given the smaller amount of games that are currently announced and slated for release this year, I think Pikmin 4 could have a time to shine again if, right now, it was given DLC. But there's a lot of reasons to expect that we won't be seeing any new content for Pikmin 4. The game is already easily the longest Pikmin game. The development took 10 years. On top of that, the end of the Switch lifespan is at least soon. So, again, less time for it to actually release and have play. Pikmin 5 could entirely be the focus right now, especially if it's rather early into the new console's lifespan compared to when Pikmin 4 released. In addition, we could just get a partner showcase this month for our Direct instead of a full Direct, which would cut a space for it. Like, yes, I know DLC could be announced on its own outside of a Direct, but still, it's just there's a lot of things in terms of the announcement space that is unclear. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that are lining up with us maybe getting a new snowy area. For example, the February wallpapers from Pikmin Garden have ice Pikmin, which are on a snow background as the environment, even though there's never a snowy surface environment in the game with ice Pikmin available. So, you know, maybe. Internally, there's a lot of odd area numbering in Pikmin 4's files, with some of the areas out of order and a lot of space for areas left between the Hero's Hideaway and the main campaign areas. Maybe there's room for more DLC areas here. There's the upstairs of the Hero's Hideaway, which is just kind of a backdrop PNG that seems to have once been a pre-rendered area. Same with this water cage area in Pikmin 4. Maybe these more human environments could be a DLC environment for us to explore. Yellow's activating light bulbs is never a thing in Pikmin 4, but it's in the holiday trailer and it's in Pikmin 3. Maybe yellows and light bulbs could be a key mechanic and concept in one of these areas. Maybe you have to repower human machines. There's a lot that could happen. There's a lot that could be done. But again, this is all just speculation. That said, as we move past this Direct, if there is no DLC announced in February, I think it's safe to assume that we are not getting Pikmin 4 DLC at all. This is our last chance. But if it doesn't happen, don't fret. Because without Pikmin 4 DLC, what is left for the Pikmin team to work on directly, then, well, Mario Maker 3, I guess, but also Pikmin 5, right? I think there's a really good shot that we get Pikmin 5 in the near future, and whether or not we get DLC for Pikmin 4, the game is done very well, and I think that it's going to be okay. It's going to be worth it to hang around in the Pikmin fanbase and see what Nintendo puts out next. But what do you think? Do you think we're getting DLC? Do you think we're even going to get a Switch 2 soon? Do you think that's kind of a bad model to follow, considering we know next to nothing about it? Do you think this is going to be a situation similar to Fire Emblem Three Houses, where we skip a direct before we see DLC for the game? Do you think the odd area numbering in the files actually has meaning and could be space left over for potential areas? Or do you think it just is dead space because of technical reasons? Or maybe things were cut? Let me know in the comments down below. My name is Vantage Emblem. I'll catch you in the next video. And here's hoping we get DLC, right? Take care, everybody. Cheers.